Cry, Eagles, cry. It is currently 1:53 a.m., which is why I'm a little quiet because my husband is sleeping, but I wanted to get this to you guys ASAP so you can wake up and enjoy your Friday as we celebrate this incredible win for the Giants team, for the fan base, for everyone. This was not just a grind it out till the very end win. This was a we came to whoop your butt at home in front of our fans on prime time. And they did it. From the beginning of the game to the end of the game, they did not lift their foot off the gas. And this is what I wanted to see from Brian Dable. I like the game plan. Guys, they did it without Malik Neighbors. When was the last time the Giants put up 34 points against the Eagles? I don't know, but it's been a long time. Let me tell you that. When was the last time they beat the Eagles? 2 years ago in a garbage time game because the Eagles already were in the playoffs and basically sat a bunch of their starters. This game was hard-nosed Giants football, complimentary football. You had guys on offense like Jalen Hyatt. Jalen Hyatt, you guys. Let's talk about how many yards Jalen Hyatt had. Jalen Hyatt had 3 receptions for 17 yards. Now, they were not huge. Obviously, they weren't all on third down. He didn't go off and have 50 yards, but it doesn't matter. Complimentary football. When you get the ball, what did I say all week? Someone has to step up, and when you get the ball, you make a play. And Jalen Hyatt, he did it. Now, he didn't do it in the end zone, which would have been the most important, but he got that DPI call, which moved them right down the field. Cam Scatterbo gets his 3rd touchdown of the night, that game-sealing touchdown that you just felt like, oh my God, as a Giants fan, maybe I can take a breath. Maybe I can breathe because we're actually going to win this game, and it's not going to come down to heart palpitations with 10 seconds left in the 4th quarter because we're used to that. This was a lights out. We got you from the get-go. The energy from the fans, there were a lot of Phillies fans there, by the way. And them trickling out early. Ooh, it was so nice to see. It was really nice to have the tables turned for once and just be like, oh my God, our quarterback is so accurate and can throw the ball and he can run. And our running back had 100 yards combined, receiving and rushing. And the offensive line, Andrew Thomas, oh my God. They even lost JMS to a concussion / nose injury later on in the game. And Austin Schlottman comes in and they can still run the ball consecutively. They still gave Jackson Dart enough time to throw the ball. The receivers made some incredible plays. Everyone was involved. That is what you have to do. Spread the ball around when you're missing Malik Neighbors. That's how you win football games. That's it. Everyone was involved. Let's talk about this. They had 39 rushes for 172 yards and obviously 4 touchdowns. 3 of them, Cam Scatterbo, 19 rushes for 98 yards. Jackson Dart had 13 rushes for 58 yards and a touchdown. I want to say something. Jackson Dart had 58 rushing yards. Do you know who else had 58 rushing yards? Saquon Barkley. Except Jackson Dart had a rushing touchdown. Saquon Barkley, not tonight. Someone's a little too preoccupied with this documentary. Maybe you should worry about football. Devin Singletary, 3 carries for 10 yards. Tyrone Tracy, 4 for 6. Tracy, I think, was very much on a pitch count, which is fine. Coming back from a shoulder injury, let Scat do the heavy lifting here. I would have liked to see Turbo activated, but they're so annoying about doing that, and I will never understand why. Let's talk about the receiving attack. 17 reception for 195 yards and 1 touchdown. Wan'Dale Robinson, 6 receptions for 84 yards. Wan'Dale was great tonight. 7 targets, 6 receptions, 84 yards. Very impressive performance out of him. That one overthrow that Dart was aiming for Wan'Dale on that target, obviously that he didn't catch because it was not anywhere near him. I was like, oh my God, he was wide open. He could have taken that to the house, but they redeemed themselves. And my group, the people that I was sitting with, we were saying when Jude McAtumney missed that extra point on the 2nd touchdown, we were like, that is going to come back to haunt us. We're going to lose by 1 point because wouldn't that be the most Giants thing ever? It just would be. But luckily, that was not the case. Lil Jordan Humphrey, 4 receptions for 55 yards. That dropped ball that he had in the end zone. Ugh, it's tough, man. It's tough. This is the stuff when you really miss Malik Neighbors. Between him and the Jalen Hyatt one, it's just like normally that type of stuff would just eat at the Giants and they can't They can't figure out to get out of their own way, and they can't fix any of their mistakes in the middle of the game. That has happened game after game, week after week, year after year with this football team. Not tonight. That is how you make up for your mistakes, right? Like last week, it was just turnover after turnover, and they couldn't figure out how to not turn the ball over. Tonight, clean football across the board. Not a lot of penalties, not a lot of mistakes, not a lot of overthrows or inaccurate balls, not a ton of drops, obviously a couple big ones. But again, they were able to redeem themselves. They didn't completely lose their entire momentum and never move the ball again on offense. That's how you win games. I think they figured it out, maybe, dare I say, maybe. Theo Johnson, 2 receptions for 27 yards. That one that he dropped, also killer. So, like, that is the kind of stuff that drives me nuts. And I'm like, why are you not throwing the ball to Daniel Bellinger? You have another very serviceable tight end. It doesn't matter. The Giants win. We can talk about all of the frustrating parts next week. They won. They stomped on the Eagles at home. They come out. They made a statement from game 1. Here's a great stat. You guys will love this. Did you know that Patrick Mahomes and Jackson Dart are the only 2 quarterbacks, I think since 1960, who in their first 3 starts have scored on their first offensive possession? Jackson Dart has now gone 3 games in a row. In every game that he started on the opening drive, he scored a touchdown, which is crazy, especially for a team that literally, not only can they not score touchdowns, they can't score touchdowns in the first quarter. They've really struggled in the first half, and they finally kind of figured it out. It's amazing. It's very fun to watch. So we already talked about Hyatt, and then Scat had 2 receptions for 12 yards, 195 yards. Receiving, 172 rushing. Overall, very great game from this offense. I loved what I saw out of Jackson Dart. I think he made some really good decisions. It is frustrating that for the 3rd game in a row, I think at this point, he's had to be yanked into the blue tent to have a concussion check, and luckily he's been fine. It is what it is. Football is a violent contact sport. I get that, but I just know it's killing him as much as it's killing the rest of us, because then Russell Wilson comes in and does not look good, and we're all like, when Jackson Dart came out of the tent, because he was in there for a couple minutes, he literally got a standing ovation. Like, all of the fans were like, oh my God, thank God he's walking out of there and he's okay, because we can't watch another snap of Russell Wilson. So that was fantastic. Let's talk about the defense, because oh my God, the offense was fun. The fact that they can move the ball and score touchdowns, they put up 34 points against the Eagles, is kind of unheard of for this team. Let's talk about the defense. Brian Burns, 2 sacks. Giants forced 2 turnovers. Then they also had Darius Muasau, who had a sack. This team, complimentary football, they had some amazing stops on 3rd down. You know, the Eagles were only 1 for 9 on 3rd down tonight. 1 for 9. Because the defense came to play. And I also heard something very interesting, that the Giants had a defensive players only meeting. I don't know who was in the meeting, but apparently this was reported before the game. And supposedly Dexter Lawrence was the one who went to Shane Bowen and was like, you have to be more aggressive. You have to let us be aggressive. And what did they do? They were more aggressive tonight. They got to the quarterback. Brian Burns is now tied again for number 1 in the NFL for the most amount of sacks. Him and Benito now have 7. The guy is unbelievable. He needs to win Defensive Player of the Year. Just having an unbelievable season. Okay, so he has the 2 sacks. Then Darius Muasau had the 3rd sack. Then we need to talk about the turnovers. Cordell Flott, you guys. I can't remember if I talked about him on here, but I did on Instagram and TikTok. I did like a players to watch video, and I talked about Cordell Flott because I said that he has been playing much, much better this year, and he's been very consistent, especially on 3rd down. I have been begging this Giants team. I'm screaming at the TV, or I'm screaming at them when I'm on the field. Someone jump the route. I'm begging you. You're watching the quarterback's eyes. You know exactly where to be. Paulson Adebo is always this close. He's always right on his man. Like tonight, make some great tackles. I'm like, someone jump the route. Cordell Flott, my hero tonight. Thank you for listening to me and for jumping the route. I was like, the crowd erupted. That was a game changer right there. And this is what we mean again about the complementary football, right? Like the defense was struggling. The Eagles offense is moving right down the field, and then boom, one person makes a play and it immediately swings the momentum back in the Giants' favor. That is how you win football games. Amazing play by Cordell Flott. It was electric, so fun to watch. And I think it's a proven factor now to the coaching staff. Don't you dare ever put Tay Banks back out there. especially not on third down. Cordell Flott has earned that damn roster spot. He has earned the CB2 position opposite Paulson Adebo. You better put him out there for every damn snap. He's been fantastic. And then Dane Belton, who all summer long was making all these interceptions throughout training camp, and I think he might have even had one or two in preseason. And also, when Cordell Flott came running out, they showed the treasure chest, and I'm like, this is what I heard about all summer. This is what I want to see, okay? So now the Giants have 3 interceptions in the last 3 games, I believe. Drew Phillips had 2, and now Cordell Flott gets 1. So again, complimentary football. This is what you should be doing. This is how you win games. But it's just, it was so exciting to watch a competitive football team, to go out there and just see the electricity of these players on the field, see how they all high-fived each other, were cheering each other on. And Scat, I don't know if you guys saw this video, Scat going up to Cordell Flott after, and he grabs his jersey like this from the front, and he's like shaking him back and forth. These guys are insane, and I love them. Like, it is so fun to watch. It really is. And I'm just so happy to be able to watch a team that's competitive. And not only competitive, but you went out there and you literally whooped your division rival's ass. The Eagles were leading for a few minutes today. That's it. The Giants swung the game in their favor in so many different opportunities. They optimized the opportunities that they have. The offense was successful moving the ball down the field. Jackson Dart was in command, calm, cool, collected, not stressed on third downs, not worried about anything, made the plays, made the throws. I mean, it was just a fantastic showing from everyone. And I think the offensive game plan was great. One of the things that we've been talking about all week, and since Malik Neighbors went down, is you have to spread the ball around. And that's exactly what they did. How about the offensive line blocking, opening up holes for Scadaboo, who was amazing. And again, the defense, they got to the quarterback. We have talked for the last couple years about how Jalen Hurts can be rattled. If you put pressure on him, he will turn the ball over. And that's exactly what he did, because they put pressure on him. The defense also had 7 tackles for loss. They had 4 pass deflections and 3 quarterback hits. Just a fantastic game all around. There is nothing better than beating a division rival. There is nothing better than watching Eagles fans leave the game early and get booed out of Giant Stadium for the first time in God knows how long. It was truly an enjoyable experience from beginning to end, outside of that goddamn parking lot, which is a freaking nightmare. Outside of that, 10 out of 10, fantastic experience. Feels so good to know that we can wake up on Friday and we can celebrate a win, and we can take it all the way into the weekend, and we can relax on Sunday, and we can watch all the other games, and we can root for Dallas to lose, and we can root for the Commanders to lose, and we can just enjoy other teams' football, knowing that we went out and we did our job. And we won that game against a division rival, against the Saquon Barkley team and his documentary, against the Super Bowl winning team. We did it, guys. We did it. So I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend, and I can't wait. Next week, we're going to be right back at it on Monday. We're going to be talking more about the win. We're going to talk about some things that they can clean up, and then we're going to flip the page because the Giants take on the Broncos on Sunday. But first, go Giants. Everyone enjoy your weekend, and make sure you subscribe because there's a lot more Giants latest coming your way.